he can really shoot the ball. And when he first came into the league, that's something he couldn't do. But he might be the best two-way player in basketball.
Don't miss the KBLA Sports Minute weekdays and Out of Bounds weekends only on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
We fly, no lie, you know this.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Back to that hip-hop. Back to that hip-hop.
What would you do, huh?
Hey,
What?
hey.
Don't want to see you. You know
Give it to the West Coast, man.
Seeing everybody out here trying to take our
KBLA,
style,
Talk
try
1580,
things
let's
that we
go,
do.
come on.
They can't do it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we gonna kick back, relax, do things like G's, sit back and drink a cool. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever heard of a slaughter? I ought to start dipping, sipping on that SD gets me to tripping. I don't slips, I bangs with that mad ass dog pound bang. It's a deep PG thing. Corrupt on the SC. You wanna test me? Let's see if you'll survive 45 times. Like a hollow point headed for your dome. Take a couple steps, turn around in its zone. Couldn't withstand the murderous mental. I subdue and then take two to your temple. When I cause all the cause from what's written, fools be collapsing when the straps is spitting. Look, this is how it's done.
Yeah, DTG.
You see the slaughter just begun. Load the pump, corrupts the kingpin of the clique. I'm the littlest G and I puts it down like a pimp.
Yeah, I think you better recognize with the twist of my wrist like OJ, you all die. I snack on fools just like a bone. Learned to be a hog up on a microphone ever since I was born. Not to ever love a trick, learn game after game. That's why we are the best. It seems many became the styles minute after minute. But soon as you did it, I smelled somebody. Now what would you do?
But you can't, so don't even think about
Say what?
stepping in the house.
Check it out.
What would you do? But you can't, so don't even think about
Say what?
stepping in the house.
You were checking out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Shout out to Urban Spencer checking in on YouTube. R.I.P. Jewel. Get in there and do the same thing. Get to our KBLA page right now. By the way, in the meantime and in between time, make sure you follow us all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I failed to mention that earlier in the broadcast. Also, download that KBLA app if you would be so kind. iOS or Android, it don't matter. KBLA 1580. Download the app and you can have extreme access to us. Just become part of the family with your new phone. Don't matter. Make it happen, Captain. Right now. iOS or Android, KBLA, Talk 1580. But tonight, we're discussing the sex scandals involving Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka and GMA3 co-anchor TJ Holmes. Where do you stand on each? No harm, no foul? Or should they both be fired post-suspension? And do you also believe that black men are also always treated differently in these situations? We kind of combed through the entire Ime Udoka situation. We haven't touched on TJ Holmes. In my opinion, I broke it down in the opening monologue. That cat's kind of foul. TJ's kind of foul. Only because I'm looking at his wife. And it looked as though she was under the impression that they were working things out.
Yeah.
I saw the social post that he put up, what was it, a couple months ago? Their anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
10-year anniversary. She's put up with me for 10 years. I love her so much. Blah, 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 blah. Everything. And so she's like, I thought we were working things out. Come to find out, he was having affairs all throughout that freaking building. So I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
The question is, even still, as dirty as a dog that I think that cat is, does it warrant firing? I don't think so. I don't think that cat has done anything wrong. You want to talk subordinate? His producer was having an affair with him. Is she fired? I guarantee you she wasn't. So if not, has he done anything wrong, considering he was estranged from his wife? They hadn't been living together for a long time. And he filed for divorce today. Has he done anything wrong in this entire situation?
I think there's a couple of things that you said that I want to address. Number one, you talked about the producer who he was having an affair with.
A 3-year affair, by the way.
Sure. If she would, we don't know what happened with that or what happened with her, but she probably wasn't fired, but neither was he at that time,
True.
right? I think it is a culmination of the fact that it's like, okay, TJ. All right, TJ.
Put it away, TJ.
Put it away, TJ. I mean, you started to make us look bad, TJ.
You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
You know?
You a black man in a high. How many black people are in those positions?
That's what makes me upset.
Preach.
I mean, because we have some people, and once you reach a level, and we're talking about like news anchors,
Come on.
okay, and of that, when you become prominent as a black person in the news anchor, like in an organization like that, it's a big deal. And you have to carry that with class. You have to carry that position with, grace, and not fumble the bag or the ball.
That's right.
And I feel like so far, we've been doing all right. You know what I'm saying? Think about all the black anchors, who have kind of come in through different organizations.
I can give you some right now. Michael Strahan.
Yep. Robin Roberts. Gail King now. We have
Al Roker's still over there on Today.
Al Roker, God bless him, and hopefully he gets better soon.
Is that it?
But the fact that we can start counting them, we had Tiffany Cross, but she, obviously her show was canceled.
Is Hoda black?
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
I don't know much about her, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Her last name's Cotby? Is that how you say that?
I don't even know.
But is she black?
Yeah.
Okay. Hoda.
Hoda, yeah.
Hoda.
So the fact that we can even count them on our hands, there's not many of us. So I feel like once you get into a position, because I'm sure that comes with a hefty, salary, you're doing all right.
Millions all the time.
Yeah. And, it's not, and I don't want to be sounding like we got to button up and be like, yes, sir. I mean, it's not that. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying once you get in there, once you get your seat at the table, you got to secure it. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree with you. I think that you should be held to a different standard when you get up there. I think that, if you don't want to be held to that standard, don't take the freaking job.
What do you mean? Because aren't you saying the same thing that I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're saying that they shouldn't button it up. Yeah, they should. Screw that.
No, but what I'm saying is in that whole, like, I'm just happy to be here, master. Like, I'm not talking about, like, I'm saying not the button up like that. I'm saying you do have to handle yourself with class and grace. Like I said, it is a responsibility, and especially because there's so many other people who want your position. I know a lot of people who are. I know a friend of mine. She's a news anchor. Her name is Michelle Fisher. She's on her way working herself up. There are tons of them, actually. There's several who are sort of local, but popular celebrities, but I'm talking about on a national sort of national platform, like the ones that we named. So in that sense, you have a name to uphold and a reputation to uphold. So for him to be running around and just being messy, I think that they can start looking at firing. They can start looking at that because of how that comes off to the company.
Okay.
Whether he's black, white, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying the fact that they even knew about it. But again, it's once it comes off to the public. How is it going to start looking? And you're starting to take away from what we really... They're a serious news show.
Right.
It's a serious news show. So when people start looking at you and they start clowning you, taking it to social media, we know social media is a beast. We already know that. We know that what happens with it, it's its own machine. It's its own network. Social media is its own network.
Absolutely.
So if it can be used as a, sort of weapon, if you will, against their network, then I think you can start looking at it.
Is it fair for me to say that when you are black and you reach that high, a prestigious position in media, that you got the entire race on your back? And you should take it as such and take it seriously because of what you said. There only been a few. Was it Bryant Gumbel back in the day, remember?
Yeah.
There only been a few.
Yeah.
So when you get that, that's why I'll give it to Strahan. You ain't heard nothing about Strahan. Strahan comes in and does his job.
Yeah.
I think he's overrated. That's me.
Oh, I like him.
I like him too. I just saying, do you see him as a serious newsman? No. I don't know. We forgot about Lester Holt.
Okay, yeah.
Is Lester black?
I think so. I just got schooled. Hoda is Egyptian. Well, I think Urban Spinster says.
Oh, Urban Spinster knows.
Urban Spencer said, I think.
So she's black then. That's
Hoda is in a gray area. Marcus Atkins said.
Hoda,
Don Lemon, thank you.
Oh, I forgot about Don.
Lemon.
Oh, see, we haven't gone to the cable. I mean, there's a bunch on cable, too.
Yeah, but still definitely a news anchor. So Roland Martin, yep, definitely.
Roland doing his thing.
Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of people And what's interesting about that is they are the ones that we look to as holding it down because they're not doing entertainment or athleticism.
Correct.
Like, I mean, that's a different kind of ball game. I think that's why, unfortunately, our youth in our community looks so closely at the entertainers and the athletes because they're like, oh, I could do that. Oh, I could. That's where everybody wants to run to. But when you do something. Now, first of all, I respect, all right, athletes, all right? I respect them, and I respect...
something we can't do, we got to respect them.
I mean, that's a skill, that's a talent, so I respect it. So what I'm prefacing what I'm about to say. So it's not that I don't respect it. The entertaining world has gotten watered down. I feel like anybody could do it. But when I'm talking about anchors, news anchors, and people of that status, I feel like that's a more serious role in life. So I feel like you gotta put the people on your back. That's something that you gotta, you know what I'm saying, represent. So
I totally agree. Look,
yeah,
we to keep a real show, okay? Mm-hmm. You talk to a young black person right now, 12 and under. What are you gonna do when you grow up? What are they gonna tell you?
They want to be a rapper,
singer,
ball player,
athlete of some sort.
Yeah.
So when somebody ascends to becoming a freaking anchor on the Today Show.
Yeah.
That's major.
Yeah, it is because they're making, I mean, if you hold that position for quite some time and you I don't know what their contracts are, but I'm sure, a $250,000 we'll say. I mean, they're making kind of the same type of money as an athlete would, like, maybe rookie or something like that. So, Jamaican. Who's Jamaican? Is Lester Holt? I don't know who's Jamaican, Prester John.
Lester Holt has got to be biracial. He looks like a white man with a black man's hair.
But here's the thing. Even when we say like biracial, don't you still feel like they're black?
Ooh, I think it depends on who it is.
America would say that they're black.
There's no doubt about that. Lester Holt's still getting pulled over. I promise you that. Mm-hmm. But are you going to say that Hoda is calling herself black? Have you ever heard her call herself black?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I feel like yes.
You think so?
I feel like yes. I don't know, but I feel like yes.
I don't recall. I can't say.
I just feel like it.
But Don Lemon, you want to talk about somebody who represents the black community? Mm-hmm. People give him a hard time because he's really, he's rambunctious and aggressive and all of that stuff. And, of course, he's a member of the LGBTQ. They give him a hard time on that. Watch him on that show.
I did not know that he's a member of the LGBTQ.
You did not know that?
Did not know that.
Don Lemon is a gay man, but he is one of the best interviewers on TV.
Mm-hmm. He's great. He's great at what he does. And I'll tell you this, though. Once you are in that position, you're being watched like a hawk from blacks, from whites. Like, it doesn't matter. You have to watch what you say. You have to be so polished and buttoned up. Mm-hmm. You do. I mean, it comes with a lot of responsibility.
Look what Whoopi's going through right now. Whoopi Goldberg, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
On The View. Look what she's going through. She made more comments about the Jewish community.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know that I look at The View as a news, like a
that's fair.
Anchor. That's its own category. I don't know what you call that category.
That's like the chew, the talk,
the real. Yeah.
By the way, Robin Ayers was on The Real. She was fired, by the way. You should post that again.
Thank you.
1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I swear, we're going to do some Upon Further Review clips.
Let's do it.
We're going to get them out the way before we go to 2023. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Warmest wishes for a joyous holiday season and a happy new year from your friends at KBLA Talk 1580 and MVP Accident Attorneys.
Central Neighborhood Health Foundation is a full-service network of federally qualified health care centers that serves local communities throughout Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. CNHF clinics provide low-cost to no-cost, compassionate, comprehensive, quality health care, which includes primary care services for chronic disease and diabetes management, pediatric and women's services, preventive care, vision and dental screenings, COVID-19 testing and vaccines, flu vaccines, behavioral health, HIV, and substance use services. Virtual telehealth visits are available from the comfort of your home with highly qualified physicians and medical professionals. CNHF also provides peer support specialist training and help with housing navigation. Central Neighborhood Health Foundation. Your wellness is our priority. Comprehensive care built on trust and respect. For more information, visit cnhfclinics.org or call 213-536-5815 today to locate a clinic near you.
I'm Dr. Erica Pond with the California Department of Public Health, reminding you of ways to help stop the spread of COVID and other viruses this winter. Boost your immunity by staying up to date with COVID boosters and flu shots. Wash your hands often with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. And protect others by staying home and testing for COVID when sick. More tips at covid19.ca.gov. Brought to you by CDPH.
At Social Security, we are always thinking of ways to save you time and make things easier. That's why we created My Social Security. A My Social Security account allows you to access your earnings history and benefits information, request a replacement Social Security card, get a proof of income letter, estimate and apply for benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security. Securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel vPro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
The world is always on, but you shouldn't be. Put junk sleep to bed. During Mattress Firm's Dream December sale, save up to 60% with Sealy Queen mattresses starting at $279.99. Only at Mattress Firm.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, I promised myself coming in, I said, we're going to get these clips out the way. We've been like, phone calls and the content have been taking us away from playing some clips in the third hour like we love to do. We call it Upon Further Review clips that extent.
What's it now?
It's getting late, y'all. Come on now. Yeah.
Wake up.
They love seeing me mess up. Clips that extend the conversation on topics we touched on the Danny Mo Show. And the first clip is from Charlemagne the God. He has a Comedy Central show, which, by the way, pretty good. They revamped it. Now it's actually a good show. That first year was rough.
Okay.
I was like, this ain't gonna make it. I don't know. But now they've turned it into a panel discussion show, and it's actually working. And rapper Fat Joe is on here talking about jealousy in the hood and how blacks and Latinos need to come together because we're all in the same gang. Listen.
You want to know what's the saddest part about it is they killed Big L in this block. They killed Jam Master Jay in this block. They killed Nipsey Hussle trying to do something good for this hood. 9 times out of 10, they kill you in your own neighborhood because they jealous of you. And we got to stop being jealous, especially brothers who do what we accuse people not doing. So what happens is these artists, they become successful and they run away from the hood and we never see them again. Now, they might be the smart ones. Because now the ones that stay in there and invest in their community and support black-owned businesses and Latino-owned businesses, they're getting killed there.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you about blacks and Latinos. There's no difference with blacks and Latinos. When you see the same messed up schools, the same hospitals,
disagree there, but the
biggest power is people power. And if you come together and stop separating the two, you will see that the power in numbers will get us exactly what we need in the hood. Don't fight your brothers and your sisters. We won, no matter how you look at this thing.
Look, he's right. If we all came together, especially in the voting block, we could really change the game. But I don't like when people try to clump us all together. We were slaves in this country. Okay, let's not make that comparison. That being said, could you become a multimillionaire and stay in your neighborhood? You can't. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, by the way.
You
can't. And you get criticized for leaving, and then you get killed for staying. What the hell are we supposed to do?
So I think, number one, obviously we're talking about if you live in the hood, right? Because majority of what he's talking about are people who are from a hood who became successful, remained in that hood, or kept going back to that hood or whatever. So in that sense, no, I don't think you could do that. It's similar to what Lil Boosie said. He was like basically saying the same thing. Most of these rappers get killed in their own city because they can't look at somebody who came from where they came from, who's now balling the way that they are. And if we're out here still hungry, how dare you come over here like flaunting your cars, your money. So you can't do that. But what are they supposed to do? I don't know. I believe so many people do want to help. Yeah, I can't give you my own money, but I can do things to help. I might be able to use my platform. I might be able to, connect with some other networks and bring, food on Thanksgiving or, different things. You see it all the time. But unfortunately, living there, I don't think is a possibility because people won't be able to just watch them back and forth in their own city.
I think you're absolutely right. And I think that Pop Smoke would tell you that's exactly right. Pop Smoke changed coasts. Came from New York to here to get away from all the nonsense. Still lost his life in Los Angeles.
But was that him living here? I don't know too much about that.
I don't know if he had moved here, but he was taking up residence here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's true. That was a very unfortunate situation of somebody seeing his address where he posted it accidentally. But there are plenty of people who could tell you. The guy who just lost his life, he was Dolph. What's his name?
Young Dolph.
Young Dolph. Thank you. Where he was from, he moved out, but he still went back there, and he was just getting, going to the local place where he knows everybody goes to get that whatever cookies or sweets or whatever, and lost his life right there. There's so many people who have those same stories who could tell you reasons why you couldn't go back.
So let me ask you this as well. Let's say that you or I, or you and I, both become multimillionaires, go back to our old neighborhoods and rebuild an entire block with businesses, maybe new residences, and really revitalize the entire area. Is that neighborhood going to take care of it?
That's a really good question.
We can't get street sweepers in the hood right now.
You know what? I mean, here's the thing. So you remember, just a couple of weeks ago or whatever, I went to Hawaii.
Of course we remember. It was all over social media. Lord have mercy.
It was not, first of all.
I bet Hawaii remembers.
It was not. It was impeccable.
Ain't no graffiti on that island.
They take so much pride in their island. Like, it's unbelievable how, I mean, I saw people, they have people who are hired to, like, every single day, every moment, they are cleaning up. They are,
there's no litter anywhere on the island.
There's no litter. I mean, they take such good care. And I couldn't help but, like, look at that and look at the beauty of the place. And even some of the waters, they're like, this is, they have kind of marked it off. Like, it's a very, like, it's not sacred, but they kind of like, they want to make sure that the waters are protected and the fish are protected and just different things like that. And I just thought, man, I know California's big, and wherever you may be from, I know it's a big place and stuff, but why don't we care about where we live? Why don't we take care of things the way that a place like Hawaii does?
I don't have an answer for it. I can tell you that I was driving to Target about a week ago. I'm sitting in the intersection on the corner of Crenshaw and Century. Okay, heading south. All right, and there's a brother, his older brother, kind of, disheveled hair and the whole nine. He may have been houseless. I don't know. He's eating a Reese's cup, one of the larger king size ones. Just eating a,
my favorite.
And mine too, by the way.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen him all the time.
You see him all the time? So he eats up. He's just throwing the wrap on.
He's driving?
No, he's standing on the corner, throwing the wrapping wherever.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at him going, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there is a trash can 6 feet from him.
Yeah.
He's throwing it on the ground.
Ugh.
What do you say to those people, though, that go, these people don't have jobs. These people don't have money. Mm-hmm. You haven't done anything to revitalize their neighborhoods. They're not going to care about a neighborhood that you don't even care about. Mm-hmm. Is that not fair?
No, it's very fair. I think it's fair to say. I mean, it reminds me of when we talk about the little kids who don't have anything to live for or any pride in anything. That's why they can go out, kill somebody else or fight somebody else, and it doesn't matter because there's nothing internally that says I care about my life or my surroundings, my environment, It's so important. It's so important. I mean, that's why, I try to implement in my house. It doesn't work all the time. I'll be fast.
Well, there are teenagers. Come on now.
Yeah. But I'm like, if the sink is already clean, there's no dishes, right? You feel me? There ain't no dishes in the sink.
I'm totally with you.
Why would you come behind me
Come on.
and put a fork or put a cup or you see what I'm saying? If it's clean already, I'm trying to set the precedence of it being clean. Keep it clean.
Are you one of those moms that shuts down the kitchen?
No, I don't shut down the kitchen.
It's 9 o'clock. I done cleaned up. The sink is clean. The stove is clean.
I should have. I should have really, really that should have been a rule from jump. But nah, I don't get down. I mean, my house is very, very free. It is very free.
I think that's the way it should be, by the way.
Yeah, man. The trash cans are empty. I don't need anybody adding any energy cans in a trash can after I done dumped it.
When we come forward.
But nah, seriously though. I think some of the responsibility has to go on with media, maybe even in school. You know what I'm saying? Hear it from your teachers. If you have trash, throw it in the trash can. Maybe more commercials.
I did. You don't remember the commercial with the Indian with the tear? We saw that growing up a million times.
We need enough. We need more, though. Just more ads, ads in magazines, ads on websites, there's a trash can. Throw your trash there.
I'm telling you, the people in these neighborhoods don't care about this stuff.
My mom and I, we have this conversation often. My mom is currently in school getting her, she's getting a degree in social policy, right?
What? I've never heard of that.
Yeah. And I believe I'm right. Mom, correct me if I'm wrong. But so she is, we often talk about or public policy, maybe.
I have heard of public policy.
Okay, yes, that's what she's getting her degree in.
Gotcha.
So anyway, we talk about how things change gradually. What has to happen for things to change? Enough people have to get on board for it to become, a thing. And so basically, a couple of the examples that she makes is littering and smoking cigarettes and littering, right? At one point in our society, it was just a very normal thing to smoke cigarettes, whether on planes, whether in restaurants, no matter where you were. It was socially acceptable for you to smoke cigarettes.
Smoking or non-smoking hotel rooms.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a thing. And littering is one of those things as well. People used to just ball it up, like you said the dude did, and just throw it away. But now it's not socially acceptable for you. We have a problem with most people have a problem with you taking trash and then, throwing littering. So the point is that it has to become socially unacceptable, right? At some point, I don't know what that moving thing is, but it happens, but it's like a very slow process that it takes. I don't know how the movement goes, but it does work. It just takes a little while to get there.
So if I make it big, I got millions. I got a dream. I don't know if I've ever brought it to the microphone. I want to go back to my old neighborhood. I want to build a youth center in the middle of my old neighborhood. And I want to have surrounding businesses around it black owned. I want to do that before I die. If I do that, will they protect it? Will black people not graffiti up the buildings?
You have to give black people ownership or something, not ownership of but some sort of ownership of them wanting to protect it.
Why do I have to do that?
No,
I'm coming back to the neighborhood. I'm going to bring a youth center. I'm going to have tutoring, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have commercialized businesses. We don't have a grocery store, and I'm going to bring a grocery store to the whole nine. If I do all that, they won't just automatically say, we've been begging for this for a generation. We got it.
No, because it's not theirs. They take no pride in it. So when I say ownership of it, it's not necessarily actual ownership of the business or the company. It is some they have to feel like they are a part of it. They're written into this thing somehow. they have a partnership in it somehow. That's the only way for people to take pride in something that doesn't belong to them.
We got to continue this conversation on the other side. I love where it's going.
Yeah.
1-800-920-1580. Upon further review, conversations continue. Hey, shut up. Y'all shush right now. News of traffic. Stay there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. FlightAware reports that disruptions continue to add up across the U.S. Over 2,800 flights have been canceled and over 2,900 flights have been delayed within, into, or out of the U.S. today. Southwest is responsible for the vast majority of the cancellations again today. The man who is accused of attacking the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is once again pleading not guilty. David DePape is facing numerous charges, including attempted murder, after he allegedly broke into the couple's San Francisco home on October 28th, wanting to kidnap the speaker. A surge of illegal immigration continues in South Texas. In less than 24 hours, Border Patrol agents at the Del Rio sector encountered 4 large groups totaling over 1,400 immigrants. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
NetSpend All Access Account. Get the account designed for your everyday mobile banking needs. Banking services provided by and account established by Pathward NA. Member FDIC. Deposit account opening is subject to registration and ID verification. Terms and costs apply.
They're playing basketball. Hi, I'm Ray Richardson. The NBA is back, and everybody is talking about what to expect this year. Here's the logo, Laker legend Jerry West on KBLA Talk 1580, talking about LA Clippers superstar Kawhi Leonard.
Oh my gosh, he's a stud, man. He really is. And watching him work out is pretty interesting because he is so dedicated. He'll go out there for an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, and he does the same thing almost every day. He does not play in the off season. He just works on his game. He's a powerful kid who happens to be one of the league's best defensive players. Offensively, he can really shoot the ball. And when he first came into the league, that's something he couldn't do, but he might be the best two-way player in basketball.
Don't miss the KBLA Sports Minute weekdays and Out of Bounds weekends only on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
We fly, no lie, you know this.
You're the victim of a car accident. Who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
This winter, spread joy, not germs. As soon as you feel symptoms, test it, treat it. You can beat it. COVID medications like the Paxlovid pill can help you test negative sooner. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to find treatment today. Again, that's 833-422-4255. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you when we fight, we win. Asian Americans Advancing Justice is the nation's largest legal and civil rights organization for Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. Founded in 1983 as the Asian Pacific American Legal Center, Advancing Justice LA serves more than 15,000 individuals and organizations every year. Their mission is to advocate for civil rights, provide legal services and education, and build coalitions to positively influence and impact Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and to create a more equitable and harmonious society. To volunteer, make a donation, or seek assistance, visit advancingjustice-la.org. That's advancingjustice-la.org. Or call 888-349-9695. 888-349-9695. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
In recent editions of the Los Angeles Standard newspaper, read about Karen Bass's plan to curb crime and homelessness. Black merchants purchase a building in Leimert Park Village. The California Task Force to study reparations report. Local HBCU advocates Brandon Miller and Nicole Ford jump the broom. Interior designer Tamara Marie creates environments in people's homes that invoke positive emotions. Black alumni from UCLA and USC's annual joint football tailgate. Introductory aviation and aerospace programs for Black youth. The Handy Foundation trains people of color for behind-the-scenes jobs in the film industry. Black-owned LA Grind Coffee and Tea Bar in Mid-City. And Black-owned 1010 Wine and Events in Inglewood. Read about these stories at www.lastandardnewspaper.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stop the Violence, Increase the Peace Foundation is a non-profit community-based organization dedicated to fostering peace while mitigating violence in our society. Established in 1993, Stop the Violence, Increase the Peace has provided a wide variety of assistance to thousands of youth, families, and victims of violence over the past 3 decades, including intervention services, conflict and dispute resolution training, grief counseling, and victims advocacy. In addition, the foundation offers an array of classes focused on anger management, domestic violence, parenting, substance abuse, and more. To make a donation or to access services, call 323-445-8620. That's 323-445-8620 or visit www.increasethepeacefoundation.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, yo, look towards the darkness. Nah, yo, look towards the light. Yo, what is that? It's a supernova. Nah, man, that's a black hole. Yo, it's
leap over lies in a single pound. The Black Prophet, one day I got struck by knowledge of self. It gave me super scientific powers. Now I run through the ghetto, battling my arch nemesis, Mr. Ignorant. He's been trying to take me out since the days of my youth. He feared this day will come. I'm out on his trail, but sometimes he slips away because he has an army. They always give me trouble, mainly hatred, jealousy, and envy. They attack me, they think they got me, but I use my super science and I twist all 3. I see sparks over that building. They're shooting at me. I dip, do a backflip, then I hit him in the heart with sharp steel bookmarks. Ignorance hates when I drop it, but no matter what he do, he can't stop the prophet.
You were checking out Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. By the way, we haven't talked about it on the air real quick before we get back to the topic of conversation. That fight at that Waffle House was crazy. Have you seen that?
All the fights at all the Waffle Houses are crazy, but no, that fight was insane.
That white girl had hands. Did you see that white girl?
I saw it.
What is the deal with that?
Speaking of fights, have we heard from Clipper Darrell yet?
Oh, you wrong for that.
I love you, bro.
You wrong for that. You know, he hasn't called for any push-ups, has he?
I'm just saying.
Oh, man. We chatted a little bit, but I did not bring up that. I don't know that it's necessary to bring up. I don't know. If he's not addressing it, it's like, why would I? You know?
You could tell he's embarrassed because he's not talking about it.
Yeah.
I would make fun of it. I'd be making.
I think that's the way. When you are any public figure, I think that's the way you have to do it. Almost like, especially when something starts going viral, or I don't know if we'd call it viral, but you know, definitely spreading across the Instagrams and Twitters and stuff. I just feel like you have to address it. You got to say something.
I just feel that, first of all, it's a sucker punch, and it's just not cool. And I don't want to make fun of violence, you know, even though I just did with the white girl at the Waffle House. So don't listen to a word I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know that it was. I don't know that it was a sucker punch, though. I'd kind of disagree with that.
You don't think so? I mean,
Not
he was the
necessarily.
aggressor trying to get in, but he didn't swing on anybody.
Yeah, but a sucker punch is when you literally just don't see it coming. Somebody comes out the woodworks and just bop.
You thought that he knew he was going to get punched?
It looked to me like it was.
Mm-mm.
It was, you know, like face to face, kind of like that's not a sucker punch to me. You just got punched, right? Like. But sucker punch is when you literally, I turn my back and then somebody comes and, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of the way I think about it.
I've seen a couple of those in high school. blindside sucker punches, just suckers from coming from behind.
Yeah. Somebody got me like that.
Okay, you better tell that story. You can't just put that out there without a story.
She got me.
Story time. I should have had you record your daughters when you guys were in Hawaii. Saying story time with Robin on your phone and just email it to me. We could have worked something out.
Okay.
I can't believe I didn't do that.
I know.
But go ahead, tell story time. Come on.
Didn't have to be in Hawaii. I live with them. So, right?
Good point. I'm so stupid. Yeah, whenever you're with your daughters in Hawaii, can you...
You said good point.
Like you guys live in separate silos or something when you go.
Like I will see them when I get home. I was this girl, right? I was friends with my sister and I were friends with this guy, and he had a best friend. The best friend was feeling me, but we was all chilling. We were just, this was back in like high school-ish, right? You know, like something right out of high school. Anyway, the guy's girlfriend, though, didn't like me because my man is feeling you. So it was one of those kind of situations. Well, anyway, my sister was dating some guy who was also a friend, and he had a girlfriend. It was really messy and whatever. And Leela, if you're listening to this, I mean, she could vouch for my story here. I go to the store with one of my friends, okay? I come back, and when I come back, there is a group of like 20 people outside this house where my sister is. And I knew there was already some tension going on, and I was just like, oh, wait, hold up, where's my sister, right? Because it's about to go down. And I'm feeling like she's the only one here that has some sort of beef with anybody or whatever. So I get out the car, and I'm like, where's my sister? I'm just telling everybody, where's my sister? And the girl who had a problem with me, the girlfriend, she had a problem with me. I'm putting my jacket on. I'm like, where's my, I'm putting it on or taking it off. One of the two. I think maybe I'm taking it off. Oh, I'm taking it off. Because you know how you do. You put your,
so she thought she was ready to get down.
I don't know what she thought. I don't think so. I don't know. All I do know is that this girl, when I was gone, she put on a ring. She put on like it wasn't a brass knuckles ring, but it was a ring that had some sort of jewelry up on here. She came and took one on me. I mean, when I talk about
from behind or like where?
Maybe like the side, because in knowing that I wasn't paying her any attention, I was literally like, where's my sister? She came in. When I tell you, she dazed me so hard because of this ring that she had on, and instantly my forehead was like, I mean, instantly. And so I came to, and I was like, I mean, she didn't knock me out, but I came to, like, you know, I was phased, right?
You were like, touchdown! Would you like fries with that, sir? Somebody turn the channel 2. You don't know where you were.
I cannot. No, I did not go to St. Mary's High School. Where does that question come from, Preston John? But thank you.
Okay.
But anyway,
so you came to.
Nola said, gasp, who would hit Robin?
Exactly.
Some jealous girl who was so mad that her man liked me. But anyway, getting back to the to the story. Yeah, we got down.
And 20 people were watching.
20 people were watching. I found my sister. My sister had molly-whopped the girl inside. Had her, I mean, I heard the story. I heard, you know, my sister got hands, right? So my sister had her all up in the couch. Just, you know, I don't condone violence, though. So I'll stop the story right there. I'm just saying, you come for the sisters. You gonna get dealt with.
Real talk. Hey, that's real talk. That's my sister.
You gonna get dealt with. It's just what it is. And so anyway, that's my story about how I, too, was sucker punched in the head.
How long did it take you to heal?
I mean, it took a good day for it to go down. I mean, I iced it and all of that stuff, but I could not believe my forehead grew like that. Just this mound of like skin, and it was just disgusting.
I love the sound effect you give.
It's the second time my forehead grew. One time I was shot in the forehead with a CO2 BB gun.
Okay, we got another story from Storytime with
It's crazy. My forehead just be like
shot in the head with a BB gun.
With a BB gun. It's my fault. I ditched school. Went to a friend's house.
Were you ever at school, by the way?
Hardly ever.
Jesus.
Hardly ever. I did graduate. I got my act together by senior year, and I did graduate. And but I ditched. I went to a friend's house, and she was she was living with a man who was 18 years old. He was a grown adult. They had a baby together. And so there was no parental anything like that, right? And we had gone over to her house, and there was and if you ever seen a CO2 gun, it looks like a 9mm. Like it literally looks like a black firearm, like a gun. It's sitting there on the counter. Remember, they have a 9-month-old baby at the time.
Wow.
So I go over there, and me being afraid of guns at the time, I'm not anymore because I had to overcome this phobia. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking at it, and I told my friend, I said, put that up. Like, that's crazy. I can't even be around it. Just put it up. She was like, oh, it's okay. She was like, it's on safety. And she picks it up. She was like, it's on safety.
Dummy.
And it goes off and hits me in the forehead. Imagine if it was a real gun.
You did.
I'm literally dead.
Imagine
it went
hitting
right
your eyeball.
or my eyeball. It went, to this day, I have like a little scar here. It's like a little scar. If I scrunch up, I'd have to point it out to you. But that mark, I passed out, of course. I was out. Like, it hit my forehead, and it grew, and then I came to, like, on my forehead.
You had, like, 2 horns.
No, it was just one. It was one.
I'm talking about from the other fight.
Same place, though. Same place, but the same area.
That's crazy.
But anyway, this one was when I was in high school, so I was a little bit younger. But, yeah, I woke up, and my sisters, because my sister was there with me, she was there, like, looking over me, and my friend was there, and I had blood everywhere. The ambulance came, took me. Yeah, it was a big deal. It was a big, big deal. Like, it knocked me out.
And they were saying, don't go to sleep because you may not wake up.
I don't remember, but it was such a big deal. The ambulance came and got me. My mom was heated, of course. You could only imagine.
You
I'm
did
ditching.
School,
yes.
And got shot in the head?
Yes.
And there's no parental guidance over there?
Yeah, so outside of insurance, there's a whole bill to pay about it. I can't get it from this girl. This girl doesn't have any parents that she lives with. I mean, it was just a really crazy situation. But I remember being in the emergency room, and they had to find it because the pellet was still in my head. It was still in my forehead. So because it grew so large, they had to do an X-ray to find it. And every time. CAT scan. It wasn't more.
It's not a CAT scan?
It was more of an X-ray. I don't know if it was. They didn't put me inside a thing. It was just an X-ray. Anyway, but every time the noise made a click or something, I would like jump, and they couldn't locate it because I was so traumatized by the noise. So anyway, it took me a very, very long time to get over the fear of guns. So I had to start going to the range to shoot. I had to get comfortable with being around a gun.
I knew something was wrong with you.
Yeah.
Well. You got shot in the head. Whenever Robin don't make sense on this microphone, y'all just go, y'all remember she was shot in the head and punched in the head?
You be hating.
Danny Mo Show, stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
January 6th committee condemns Donald Trump, referring him to the Department of Justice as a central cause of the insurrection in a sweeping report. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. 160 pages, and the committee labels Trump as the central cause of the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Charges include obstruction of an official proceeding, conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to make a false statement, insurrection, and more. The committee said others also warrant referral, though those individuals were not specified. The January 6th committee conducted 9 public hearings presenting testimony from more than 70 witnesses regarding its investigation into the attack, 30 of which pled the Fifth Amendment. What do you believe will be the outcome of this? We want to know. Find this story on our social media pages on all socials at KBLA 1580.
On Sunday, January 15th at 4 p.m., SCLC Southern California presents Moving into the Promise of the Beloved Community at the 52nd Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Celebration. President William D. Smart invites you to attend the celebration on Dr. King's birthday, Sunday, January 15th, 4 p.m. at the Sheraton LAX, 6101 West Century Boulevard. This year's event will honor community members who have made a significant impact in 2022, including our own Tab Travis Smiley, who will also deliver the keynote address. For tickets, call 213-268-3082 or email pastorsmart@sclc-sc.org. That's 213-268-3082 or email pastorsmart@sclc-sc.org. Don't miss SCLC, Southern California's 52nd annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Celebration, Sunday, January 15th, 4 p.m. at the Sheraton LAX.
Warmest wishes for a joyous holiday season and a happy new year from your friends at KBLA Talk 1580 and MVP Accident Attorneys.
Did you know that LA County Library has free Wi-Fi at all 85 library locations? That's right, free Wi-Fi. Now they also offer free Wi-Fi in parking lots at participating locations. Visit a participating LA County Library location, park in a library parking spot, bring your own device, connect to the Wi-Fi, and you're ready to connect with your friends and family, do some online shopping, browse your social media accounts, answer emails, do your homework, and so much more. You won't need a library card to connect, but you can sign up for one while you're there and get access to free books, ebooks, music, movies, and more. For additional information, log on to lacountylibrary.org/Wi-Fi, lacountylibrary.org/Wi-Fi. That's lacountylibrary.org/Wi-Fi.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, Andy, let's drop both of these before we get up out of here. Dr. Umar Johnson from the aforementioned Breakfast Club interview that is everywhere right now. His take on the Deion Sanders situation mirrored mine entirely. And Robin and Andy didn't give me my kudos and my flowers for being exactly right on the Deion Sanders situation. We ain't gonna get into that. But he stole my content. You got that ready? All right, check this out. Dr. Umar Johnson on the Breakfast Club. Listen.
The reason I'm so personally disappointed in Deion is I thought he was there for a movement, not for money. Meaning, Deion Sanders, the coach of Jackson State, I foresaw a situation where Deion would hire other coaches, other retired black NFL greats to coach other HBCUs. In doing so, you attract our top tier high school athletes to come to HBCU.
Maybe.
Stay with me.
Eddie George is at Tennessee
Stay
State.
with me. Stay with me.
It's one guy.
Football and back. You know, like I know, if you got top tier NFL greats coaching HBCUs, the athletes are coming just like they was coming for Deion. He showed you, Charlamagne.
Deion, though.
He showed
Dr.
you.
Umar.
And his other one's
Deion,
just as
one
great.
of the most famous people ever.
And his other one's just as great. So listen.
Eddie George at Tennessee State.
That's one person. We talking about a system, not an individual. So Deion and these other coaches bring all these athletes from high school to play football, basketball, so forth. The revenue of the HBCU goes up, Envy. As a result of the revenue going up, Charlamagne, the schools got more money. They don't have to subject themselves to closure. They don't have to subject themselves to being dependent on white money. You got HBCUs at risk of being closed. I read something that said almost a half of them. A half may not survive the decade.
That's crazy.
So this was bigger than football. This was about the survival of the HBCU.
It's bigger than Deion,
especially,
though, Dr. Umar.
No,
Yes,
no,
it is. I think
no. Stop trying to.
You're blaming
stop
the individual.
Trying to, stop trying to give celebrities a pass, Charlamagne.
No, you're blaming the individual
I'm not
instead of talking
blaming
about
him.
the issue.
I'm blaming black men for not being men.
But you know what?
I'm blaming us for not being men. That was an unmanly move.
Can you admit one thing?
Deion could have went down in history, brother.
Are HBCUs chronically underfunded?
Of course.
Were they chronically underfunded before Deion?
Yes. Yes.
Will they be chronically underfunded after Deion?
Yes. Absolutely.
What are those reasons that they're chronically underfunded?
We don't because we as black men have not come together to create the funding source to make sure they survive. I don't want to hear about the government. We have too many wealthy blacks. Y'all interview them every day.
I'm with you. So you got low alumni donors.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Low endowments.
Correct.
That's a us problem.
He part of us. Why you keep exhibiting celebrities?
He's one
They're not
person.
better than us.
He's one person.
Okay, but the point is that one man could have been a catalyst for a movement that would have revolutionized the survival of HBCUs.
But why does the movement stop just because he left? HBCUs gonna still be here.
You're missing the point.
No, HBCUs
the
gonna still
abolition
be
wasn't
here.
just about Frederick Douglass. But if Frederick Douglass would have pulled out, it would have hurt it. The Underground Railroad wasn't just about Harriet, but if she would have pulled out, it would have failed.
So what was
the civil
HBCU
rights movement wasn't
before
just about King.
Before Deion 3 years ago, what was the
They
HBCU
were struggling, and he could have helped save it. And for him to pull out of Jackson State.
That's the point that I was waiting to get to. Somebody has to start the movement. I thought that was Deion.
First of all, I would like to address the fact that you said Andy and I did not give you...
Give me my flowers.
Nope, I'm not doing that.
Give me my flowers!
What I'm actually doing is telling you that just because you and Dr. Umar agree with one another still does not make it right.
Maybe that's something I shouldn't be proud of.
Yeah, you're not going to get that out of me, sir. And thank you very much. Stacy says he stays yelling about something and his opinions are a turnoff, which I agree with.
But is he wrong? Now, on this one, he's right.
I don't think it's a matter of right or wrong. I think they're all opinions. I think that the same thing that I said then still stands today, which is it's not, y'all can think whatever it is that you want to think about how he should have handled something when none of you are Deion Sanders, have the life that Deion Sanders has the family that Deion Sanders has put in the work that Deion Sanders has, the work ethic that he has committed and came through on the promises that he has and is looking out for their future the way that he is. So no one can say anything about him because they're not him, right? Mm-hmm. Or you can have your opinion. Everybody's allowed that, but you can't say that one thing is right or not. I think that I said this before, he has done the thing that he said he was going to do. He came through on the things that he said he was going to come through on and beyond. I think that when he leaves, he's also going to bring some of those students with him. He's still going to commit. So I don't think that he is definitely trying to put the entire organization concept of HBCUs on Deion Sanders' back. Mm-hmm. He is single-handedly trying to put it on Deion Sanders' back, and that's not cool. Mm-hmm. That's not right.
All he's saying is he could have started a movement, a revolution.
He did start a movement. How about that?
He did nothing. We disagree.
He did.
Get to Tupac Shakur real fast, Ted. We've been trying to play this clip for like a month, it seems, huh? This is just, I don't even remember what it's about. Let me see. How people eventually show their true colors to you and show you who they really are. Tupac Shakur from years ago. Listen.
I don't got no friends. I don't got no friends. You know what I mean? I got supporters, people on my side and people on the other side. Read what people say. Watch people. Because you can fake for a long time, but one day you're going to show yourself to be a phony. You know what I mean? And that's what these, a lot of people are doing these days. Think back. Did you think about all the people that you've seen me put on stage? Think about all the people that I put on, that I got into this game, that I showed how to do this. Mm-hmm. And think about what they're saying now. That's not keeping it real. I don't have no negative feelings towards nobody. It's not like I'm gonna get out and go shoot somebody up.
So let me ask you, in the couple minutes we got left here, what is a friend to you?
A friend to me is someone who chooses me. Right? So that could be pretty much in all things. They choose to be a part of my life. They choose to value me the way that I need to be valued. And that also means that they're loyal to me in front of my face as well as behind. You know what I'm saying? Behind my back. Like if they're around anybody else, they represent me too. So.
You're stealing my definition. That's my definition. Do you support me behind my back the same way you do in my face? Mm-hmm. And I put up a post today. It says, you don't have to cut people off every new year if you actually choose those who choose you and stop trying to always be in the mix. Kind of what you piggyback on what you just said.
Yeah.
Those who choose you, and do they have your back at all times? Because when somebody's criticizing you behind your back, are they comfortable criticizing you?
Right. Oh, man.
Or are they saying,
stories to tell.
I can't say nothing about Danny because he or she going to run back and tell Danny. I go, oh, you a friend of mine then, huh?
Yeah.
If they know that you going to criticize them for criticizing me, I know you down for me.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's so much more to my definition, too. But it that's actually a really good question and something that I should put down into a definition. But there are a lot more things because many people could want to be down with you, but like who not only chooses you, but for the right reasons. I mean, it's a bunch of different things. Yeah.
Love it. Great show tonight. They're even saying on YouTube, great show tonight.
Yes, and Mimi, thank you. Dr. Umar Johnson is messy.
Well, that's his thing.
It's two wives having self. Or it's two future wives having self.
Good luck. God bless. Go on. Keep it on KBLA. Y'all be good. Peace.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Ray Harris, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network.
They told us our plane was there, which it was, but they had no flight crew to take us anywhere.
Thousands are having their travel plans disrupted. That's because more than 3,000 flights have been canceled and another 1,000 have been delayed.
I was here for another 6 hours and they canceled my flight.
South